Hello everyone, it is me, Vandalia here. Welcome. In today's video, I'll guide you every step of the way on how to create these Excel templates. So one of the benefits of working with computer is that they make us more efficient. And this efficiency includes speed. The use of templates speeds up our work by streamlining the creation process and allowing us to quickly fill in information rather than starting from scratch. An Excel template is simply a pre-designed spreadsheet which you can adapt or customize to meet your own needs. I've prepared 5 simple, low-cost DIY digital products you can make with easy and no official training needed. The ideas are simple, but the opportunities are as big as you can make it. All right, I hope all of you are doing well today. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'm so glad that you're here. Now, let's take a look at our first template. Here we have a to-do list template which lists everything that needs to be completed for the week. And in a different spreadsheet, we have 2 tables that contain the data validation list. The first table is called Track Progress. The second one is called Time Period. So for example, I can choose January here, and the list of week I get is week 1, 2, 3, and 4. Or I can choose status, and the list I get is in progress, not started, and completed. I want to give my status table a defined name so that any new status added will automatically be included in my list, even though the table is on a different sheet. I'll select these cells. On the Formula tab, select Define Name, and I call this Status. Press OK. So back to my to-do list template. This template contains columns for notes, work to do, remarks, completed date, and pending tasks. Here, what we want to do is to pre-format the Excel file to help us tackle the task in the most efficient way. By doing this, you won't have to format your file every time you make a new list. So, first thing first, generally, the most important tasks are placed on the top of lists, while the least important ones are placed at the bottom. Now, I want to insert some checkboxes and make them interactive with automatic timestamp to keep track of when the task completed. So let me add two more columns here. One is for the checkboxes and the second one is for making visual confirmation later. I'll click on cell D6, press Ctrl space to select the entire column. Press Ctrl Shift plus to add column. Then I'll click on cell D6 again. Press Ctrl space to highlight column. Then on the Home tab, go to Format, select column width, type 3.45, press OK. Then I'll click on cell F6, press Ctrl space to select the entire column. Press Ctrl Shift plus to add column for the checkbox. Select the cells, then I navigate to the Insert tab, select checkbox. When you hover over it, you're gonna see a hand icon. And when you click on it, we got a true. And when that's unchecked, we got false. So I can write formula to connect this with a timestamp for the column completed date. I want to change the color of the checkbox to green. And I can do this by changing the font color. If you want to remove this checkbox, you can use the delete button. So select the cell, then press delete, just like that. Next, we will create some drop-down lists in cells that allows us to pick an item from a list. In this scenario, our tasks are organized by week number. So we're going to create a dependent drop-down list for the week number of the month. For that, I'm going to use a dependent data validation list technique. A dependent data validation list is when the first selection dictates the items displayed in the second list. Let me show you how to do this. I'll select this cell. On the Data tab, select Data Validation. Here, I want lists. And the source is going to be the months. So I'll select just the months, like this. Press OK. And now I've got my list of 12 months. Next, let me show you how you can create this dependent drop-down list using XLOOKUP. So I'll select this cell and then on the Data tab, go back to Data Validation. Here, I want the list again and my source gonna be I want to use the XLOOKUP function to return a week number selected on column B2 here. So I'll click on equals, then I type XLOOKUP, open parenthesis, then I type B2, comma, and then I'll select the month range, comma, then I'll select this, close parenthesis, press OK. Now let's select the month to test this out. We'll also need to create a drop-down list for the progress status. We want to have the ability to track progress. I'll select these cells and then on the Data tab, go back to Data Validation, choose List, and the source is going to be the name range I set up. So I press F3 to bring up the list of name, and I can just double click it to select from the list. Press OK. And now I've got my list of the progress status. Next, I'll create some visual effects as confirmation. And for that, I'll use conditional formatting in Excel. This will affect only its appearance without altering the content. But first, we need to create some rules by writing a formula here that can return true or false. And for that, I'll use the if function. After we finish creating rules, then we can use conditional formatting to create the progress indicators which help us indicate what's happening with the task. An indicator changes its shape based on the analysis of work progress. For creating rules, I choose to use the ifs function because it can run multiple tests and return a true or false value without me having to write multiple nested if statements. So that means I can write shorter formulas and it's easier to read too. So I'll select cell F6, then click on equals, select ifs, open parenthesis appears. Then I'm going to write the rest up here in the formula bar. Type E6, click on equals, type completed in double quotation marks, comma, type 1, comma, then select the cell E6, click on equals, type in progress in double quotation marks, comma, type 0.5, comma, select cell E6, click on equals again, type not started in double quotation mark, comma, type 0, close parenthesis, press enter. Let me copy down the formula. Now, as we can see here, we got 0.5 for in progress, 0 for not started, and 1 for completed. Perfect. Next step, select the range F6 through F15, then navigate to the Home tab, click on Conditional Formatting, select Icon Sets, choose this 3 symbol. I'll go back to the conditional formatting, select Manage Rules. I'm going to edit this one, click Edit Rule. I want to change type to number and then change this value to 1. Press OK. I'll change the font color to white and then change the column width to 3.9. Next, I'll go over to column pending tasks. So in this column, I want to filter the task that does not have completed remarks because that means it is awaiting for action or further action. And for that, I'm going to use the function filter. So I want Excel to filter out the remarks with in progress and not started and bring them over to this column pending tasks. So I'll click on equals, select filter, open parenthesis appears, For the array, I'll select range work to do column C6 through C15, comma. Then I'll select the range of the boxes column D6 through D15. Why the boxes? Because when a check mark applied to the box, it gives true value. When the box is unchecked, it gives me false. So if D6 through D15 equals false, comma, I want nothing. Close parenthesis, press enter. I also want to change the width for column A to 1.64. Next, I want to create a mini dashboard to display the task countdown, like at a glance information for the total number of tasks versus the completed one. And for that, I'm going to use the Excel function COUNTIF. I'll type formula in cell L5. Then I'll type completed task in this cell. Next, I'll click on equals on cell L7. Select COUNTIF. The open parentheses appear. We need a range, so I'll select these checkbox columns as my range. Lock column D only. The criteria I type true. Close parenthesis, press enter. So that's the number of completed tasks. Next, I want to count the total number of checkboxes that I have because that's represent the total number of tasks for this one. And for that, I'm going to use the Excel function COUNTA. I'll click on equals on cell M7, select COUNTA. The open parenthesis appears. I'll select these checkbox columns as my range. Then close parenthesis, press enter. So that's the total number of tasks. And now I want to combine everything into a single cell, and for that I'm going to use the ampersand for combining values from different cells.